Hey, white people, have you ever said something to the effect of competition breeds innovation? That's because you're racist. Competition almost never breeds innovation. And when it does, it's at the cost of lives. Most of our meaningful advancements came from cooperation or came out of necessity because people were starving or their children were dying. Competition creates a system where it's survival of the fittest. It creates that social Darwinism, and that's why you're racist, because social Darwinism is inherently racist. Cooperation is what breeds innovation. If you want to look back at great advancements, let's look at the modern assembly line. That was invented by a noted racist and anti-Semite who saw it as a means more to get more money out of the people that worked for him. And now we have the modern auto industry, which is doing just fantastic with all their innovations and car parts that break down after 6 months. And then you have things like the X-ray and the MRI, funded entirely by socialism. Life-saving medications, funded entirely by social programs. Billions of dollars to cover the entire R&D of that product. That's not competition. But then we have this horrible mix in the United States of competition meets socialism, so everybody's competing for the government bucks, but that only goes to the wealthiest people because they know how to work the system a little bit better. Cooperation is what makes the world go round. Competition is what we're seeing in Iran right now. The U.S. competing with itself over what happened in 1953. That's what pure competition looks like. Pure competition is feudalism and conquest. I grew up in an area of the country. I grew up in Indiana. I can look at our local history and think to myself when I see a picture of a man hanging from a tree that my family was probably there. They didn't talk about it, but that's what competition looks like. That's one race competing against the other when they've already won. That's what competition is. So when you say things like competition leads to innovation, what you're saying is white supremacy is supreme. And if we don't start working together as a species against the competitors, that's it. All right, peace.